there's this issue that has been brewing, is it over the last 36 hours, about following that very Independence Day anniversary celebration brouhaha of mistakes in the brochure of the official anniversary event, for which just yesterday we had the ISD boss, that's Information Services Department boss, come out orally after issuing a statement the previous day, which by all means and purpose also had some factual inaccuracies, to come and apologize. Mr. Kukufu, what do you make of this?
It was a very bad day, very unfortunate and avoidable embarrassment on the people of Ghana. And I do not know whether it's by design or what, that some people within and around the president will always want to get him embarrassed in public or what, I do not know. And that is another matter. But what we do know is that there have been an avalanche of mistakes, errors, transpositional errors, and all those things.
Transpositional errors.
Yes, they were giving credence and they were giving some kind of boost when we all witnessed the Supreme Court petition, presidential petition. Clearly it came up front. Clearly everybody agreed that there had been errors. And people started describing errors in so many ways. Transpositional, whatever, and then classical errors and all those kinds of. Since then, we've been living with errors upon errors. In Parliament, where both of us come from, 2016 budget statement, after the minister has read it on the floor of Parliament, and we've been given copies, hard copies, the following day, the following time, we were asked to return them for a new one. Why? He said there are some errors. So it happened in Parliament. And today...
Really?
Yes, you attest to it, yes. And just at the 6th March, we have all these things on our hands. So serious, embarrassment of international dimensions. And we do not have the real people coming out to own up themselves.
That is, those who are responsible for
those who are responsible directly and indirectly. And these poor souls at ISD are being sacrificed on the altar of expediency. They are acting, is it Director General who comes out and even compounded the problem, apologizing for an error and increasing the error. Factually, as you said. And I learned the workers there are furious enough because they claim and they say that they did not do it. So who did it? And at what cost? At what cost that we, apart from the social cost, apart from the embarrassment, the monetary value for contracting such a shoddy way. And that is what we've been having in all spheres of our endeavor. Little things going on over here and there without proper supervision, just like we have the BOG on our hands, the Bank of Ghana on our hands. It traverses around all sectors. Little errors here and there comes together. And if you cannot plan this simple thing, who tells you we can do with this enormous economic situations we find on our hands? Proper planning, proper scrutiny, and all that. And Dr. Alhaji Bawumia have said about a week ago that he's so worried that people in government, officialdom in government, don't read. And they do not want to read. And they go about things without abreasting themselves with the real issues on the paper. So we must, as a people, begin to appreciate the fact that we need to read, we need to scrutinize, we need to go through all these things. The embarrassment, the cost, and if it is not a sabotage of the government coming from his within, I do not know what then.
Great embarrassment. And I know that before you enter mainstream politics, you were an educationist, weren't you?
No.
Okay, you went on. Okay. But at the end of the day, you look at the the history that was even printed, and, and this one, I think it was just a job that was not well supervised.
Yeah,
it's not as if, perhaps not necessarily that people were incompetent in terms of the knowledge, but it's just that there was poor supervision on whoever was supposed to be responsible for it.
Yeah, Roland, but for this brouhaha, I think that I have witnessed a number of 6-March celebrations or Independence Day celebrations, and the recent one was one of the well-organized, especially the displays, especially that of the military and everything, the speeches, I mean, on point, especially the speech of the president, acting and as a unifier. What even, I mean, enthused me more or most was the fact that after the event, he got down, shook hands with people.
And he left. And then he left.
No,
and then his guests were there. Some of them had to take them 15 minutes before they were
What was he supposed to do?
Okay. So you can't say the event in its entirety was well organized.
For me, it was well organized. That's your opinion. You can talk about it from any angle. That is what I saw. I don't know whether it was the president's responsibility to go and bring vehicles or drive, vehicles to make sure that the guests are taken. I don't know about that. But please, let me give me the opportunity, because it was one of the well-organized Independence Day celebrations.
You are serious?
Yes, I'm serious about that. I have witnessed well-organized, especially this is the year of elections, and the president showing that, look, if you don't belong to one political party, you are not enemies and all that. Shaking hands with various, flag bearers, having a chat with them. It tells you that, look, if your brother or your friend do not belong to the same political party with you, you don't have
That is done every year. I remember in the Kufuor administration, Rawlings was also invited to many of such events where Kufuor was seated as president, and ex-president Rawlings was also seated in
I have never seen, such a celebration where the president got down and was shaking hands with various flag bearers. I have not seen it.
It doesn't take away.
Why would you allow me to also say what I saw as far as you have decided not to see it, or you didn't see it?
No, we're talking about, okay, please
allow me to flow.
I get you.
This is just a subset of what happened there. So please, if it's about the day, the Independence Day celebration, let's have a nice discussion on it. We don't have to focus so much on the negatives. I don't believe in that, because there were a lot that we could talk about then. And so it tells you that, look, the man is a unifier, and it tells you how our democracy is also growing and all that. I agree to some extent that this mistake or mistakes in the brouchure are unpardonable. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. I don't think that anybody intentionally will go and write, or go and describe any other person apart from His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, as the President of Ghana. So, yes, we must condemn it, but I believe that we must move on from there. What is important is that what are the lessons we are learning out of this?
What lessons do you think?
Yes, let me give you a typical example. When His Excellency the President, messed up some time ago his speech.
I think it was an ECOWAS event.
Yes. One of the lessons I learned, and as I speak to you now, if I'm going to any event or I'm attending any occasion, I don't allow anybody to handle my speech for me. Nobody. I hold it myself, go to the base with it, make sure I have the right document to go and present. It's a lesson I have learned out of it. So some of the lessons are that, look, even a program,
I don't think the president. The president is a very busy man.
Of course.
He can't be holding and checking his speeches. That's why he has people around.
Exactly.
And you don't have that sort of support.
I agree, but it's a lesson I have learned.
So you don't have the same responsibility as the president.
Roland, it's a lesson I have learned from it, and I'm just sharing it with you. Because, well, we have other people, we have our technical directors, we have our bodyguards who are supposed to be, handling some of these things for us. But I decide, and sometimes in my speech, I debate with some of my technical directors. Before they draft the speech, we debate.
Do you consider all that has happened as a gaffe, a very big goof?
For
which it takes more out of the good of the whole event than we should be thinking.
But I think that
There's a lot more positive than the negative.
There are, yes, that we think we have to discuss rather than the negatives. I am not in any way justifying what has happened. I've already told you that, I mean, we have to condemn it. We could have avoided it.
There's an issue. And it's been said time and time again that in a part of the world, people just don't own up to responsibilities.
Yeah, perfectly so. In our part of the world, success has so many fathers. So many. Everybody will want to share and swim in success. But when it comes to failure, people just...
Would you have resigned if you were supposed to be responsible?
Yes, of course. On principle, I would have gone.
Somebody say it's easier said than done. He's saying that.
Yeah, but then that is his point. But I can assure you, if I were to be there, to be responsible for this kind of goof, I wouldn't been able to withstand that kind of shame, that are an embarrassment that are brought onto the president and the people of Ghana. You see, my colleague was talking about lessons learned, and he reminded all of us about the ECOWAS event when president...
He wants each mistake to be made so that we learn.
So we learn.
Yes, that's what you're
please.
You want a mistake to happen.
No, I didn't say that. Please, no, he has made an unfair statement, and I'm here, and I need to correct that. I never said that we necessarily need to make that mistake and learn something from it. But if it happens, we must learn something from it. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
But you're unfair for the host, who is supposed to protect me, who is supposed to protect me on this program, to make
you're adequately protected. You're adequately protected. Don't worry. The point still remains that you've reminded all of us that once upon a time, just recently, the president got entangled in almost the same.
And your point is what? Why are you?
And my point is that we did not learn any lesson from there.
But this is not about a speech, is it? That's a different incident.
But it all goes to protocol. It all goes into these kind of arrangements. And that is the handling of the presidency. Indeed, we are at a point where we cannot...
So we shouldn't move on?
If we cannot trust
so we should
people,
sleep there? And so it becomes a political campaign message?
If we cannot trust people
we must move on from there.
Who gets around the presidency and all that, can we trust appointees and all those things? Yes, of course, lessons are learned. So you do not repeat same
of course, I
mistakes.
Agree. Yeah.
Then you keep on learning and learning.
Nobody
so when would we? But when you find yourself, and he's talking about the whole thing being beautiful and all that, when you find yourself in a state of mediocrity, in an environment of mediocrity, any little things just appeals to your eye and your conscience. That is not the...
Well, you can't say the march past and the big part of the celebration was not good. I think it was beautiful for the eye. And I believe
and the speeches
and I believe that is what he was talking about. For example, it was an event graced by the biggest opposition party's leader, and also the leader of the various opposition parties, graced also by an invited guest who is a president of the Kenyan Republic.
And he was lucky to be named the president of Ghana.
No, of course. I'm only telling you about how there were positive highlights also, and that was what he was referring to.
Yes, of course, but unfortunate for him, the discussion wasn't on that kind. We can throw...
You are comfortable debating the negatives.
No.
And I think that you should debate the positives as well.
The subject matter for debate was the embarrassment.
So why should I discuss the embarrassment and the positives?
And you decide to go there. And then I'm telling you, in the midst of mediocrity.
Let's look at this before we wrap up. But you don't think that for the Kenyan press and things carrying this very story into their country, you don't think that is big enough?
I am saying that, I mean, there's everything wrong with it. I have said it a number of times here. But the point I'm making is that, yes, it has already happened. And that we must learn our lessons. That's all. We must move on. Look, Roland, let me tell you. There's no document. There's no document that you pick that you not find any mistake in it. No document. And I'm stating it on. As a matter of fact.
In that magnitude?
Depending, please.
In that magnitude?
Depend whether in 50 kilograms or 100 kilograms. What it means is that it weighs. But the point I'm making is that, let me land on that particular point. You see, yes, it is unpardonable, it's a mistake made, but let us not, behave as if that, the world is coming to an end because of this mistake. Yes.
It's a serious...
Yes.
A truck conveying gas, or I should say that is a trailer or a tank, has this morning caught fire at the Wager Junction on the Malam Kaswa Road. We're being told that even though they put out whatever fire or perhaps incident may have caused, it caused also heavy vehicular traffic on the highway. We have some pictures to show you, and so we'll show you those pictures very soon.
To try to position it earlier, it was just turned upside down. They brought in a number of trucks before they were able to turn it to this position right now, and they are trying to pull it away. We've been trying to get in touch, try to get something on record from the fire personnel and the police as well, but they are not ready to speak now. But the information we've gathered so far is that 2 people have been injured in this accident that happened after 4 a.m. today, and we are told the driver and the mate of that tanker. We are having conflicting reports as to what happened, the reason that the tanker had to overturn. Others are saying that he was speeding and so had to hit something on the road, and then he fell. Others are also saying that he tried to take a U-turn. So there are a number of reports. Sooner than later, the Accra Region Police Commander, COP Dr. George Dampare, is here. He will address the media. He has already told us that he will tell us exactly what happened. But what I can say now is that 2 people are in critical condition per the information we've heard from the security personnel, and they were in the tanker there, the gas tanker. I have 2 witnesses here. They will join me shortly. Hello, sir. Come, let me speak with you. He's been here for some time now, and so he will tell us what he saw about what happened. Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name is Philip Donko.
You're welcome to join you, sir.
Okay.
So tell us what you saw.
It was around 4:30 a.m. I was asleep and I heard a noise. When I came out, I saw that there was an accident. And then it was a gas tanker, and the driver and the mate was inside. And they came out, and we took them, and then we tried to escort them to hospital because the mate was injured. That was what happened.
We are told that they are in critical condition. Was that what you saw?
It was not all that critical. It was not all that critical. It was just a cut on their head.
All right. And so that was around 4:30 when you sent them there. The information we had was that it had exploded, but we've come here, we've seen that indeed it didn't explode. But what actually happened when it fell?
It was not exploded, but the gas was just coming out. So all over the place was full of gas. That's why people was afraid, maybe to catch fire. That was scaring people away.
And so you've heard him there. At least he's told us what he knows about it. Well, they are trying to control the traffic here. I must say that when I came here about almost 2 hours ago, the traffic was very heavy. They are still trying to clear the road. At least they've been trying to position the tanker from the main road, which was causing the traffic there. And so they are trying to control the situation. I have another person here. He will join us. Hello, sir. Let us hear from you what you also know about today's accident. What's your name, sir?
Please, my name is Michael Ejiamponson.
What did you see? When did you come here, and what did you see?
Yeah, actually, we was in the room and we just heard a noise and we just came out and we just saw the car lying down over here. So we was just trying to help, but we didn't reach the car, so we just called the police and so that it came, and they came for the driver and his mates. So actually they were hurt. So as for now I'm talking, they are in the hospital now.
Do you know which hospital?
Well, so we have Beatrice Edu there giving us a very live report at the ground. So we're told that the incident happened on the Uweja Road heading towards Kaswa, and very unfortunate incidents there. It's good that nobody lost their lives, though.
Yeah. I think this time around, the fire service people were very proactive.
Okay.
And it's a good work done. Yeah. Kudos to them.
Once the attitude is right, we can get things done.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That one I agree with. I agree with anybody who talks about
once the attitude is right, mistakes will not come in a brochure for an independent
Well, I agree with you. But that doesn't mean that...
mistakes don't happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe I believe it's a mistake. We need to move on.
Yes.
And we need to deal with it so that it doesn't happen
And
again.
don't quote me wrongly or paraphrase me wrongly. I know you are capable of doing that. That I'm saying because the fact that I'm saying that the heavens shouldn't come to an end or the world shouldn't come to an end doesn't mean that it's not something that we should not condemn. I've condemned it.
Well, that's why you're correcting it.
But I think we should move on.
Oh, okay.
Kwabena, your words are hunting you. Don't worry. You see, the point here is I'm beginning to suspect that the very people
who are wrapping up,
the very people who put up the Green Book for the NDC and the government might have done this
That's
job.
a political jibe.
No.
It doesn't come in our conversation
because in the Green Book.
Have you watched the Green Book?
Yes, I've read it, and I can tell you. Go to a Daily Graphic, 2nd February, front page. You see 5 communities being wiped out by erosion in Keta communities, and they put the Jita and they've enumerated all the communities. Meanwhile, in the Green Book, we are being told that sea defense have been done and that everything is okay.
It's been done already.
It's finished. It's done.
Please.
And then, but you go to the Daily Graphic, February 2nd, tells you that thing. In fact, three.
But we're discussing brochure.
Yeah, the brochure. Green Book is a brochure. Green Book is a brochure.
On several occasions, on several platforms, we have invited the MPP to debate the Green Book, and they should go around. They should not do this lazy politics.
Oh,
please. With a greater deal of respect.
So are you saying that the pictures in the Green Book were fabricated?
I mean, they were fabricated. This is it. This is it, Roland.
Please,
this is it.
please
show it to people. This is it.
And that is
so where's the Green Book?
Where is the Green Book?
No, you see,
this is an incident of tidal wave. It happens a lot in the Jitai area.
Yes.
And for this reason, they want to put together the sea defense project. But you're saying the Green Book, it's saying it's been completed.
Yes.
I don't have the Green Book yet.
Oh no, let me give you. I will show you where the Green Book, features.
Back. That's the back.
It says that no sea defense at Jita. I'm coming. One of the many communities.
Don't forget what you said.
One of the
you
many.
said that we have pictures.
In the Green Book.
Henry,
one of the many communities
is a member of Parliament of Ghana, and also Kwabena Minta Akando, my very good friend, is also the member of Parliament for Dwaboso. I'm correct, Dwaboso, and Minister for lands and natural resources.
Mistakes are
so we will have to move on. So lands and what?
Natural resources.
Lands and first I said mines and something. Lands and natural resources. Deputy Minister. Everybody.
And I'm not calling for your
it's
head.
not anybody. Everybody.
And I'm not calling for your head.
No. Because I'm not a political leader.
This is a
Pardonable mistake. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, entertainment will be on your screens. Pardonable mistake.